So, guys, what's going on? So, here's a place I pass, I want to say almost every day. It's the Thomas Paine Cottage. And now, Thomas Paine used to live here. He lived here from 1802 to 1806. And he was a political activist. He was friends with Benjamin Franklin. I think Benjamin Franklin brought him over here from England at the start of the American Revolution. He wrote he authored a couple of things. One was called Common Sense in 1776, and the other was The American Crisis. And they were influential pamphlets. They called them pamphlets, where I guess people were reading them and getting hyped up about the Revolutionary War. But this is his house. I've been in this house. They do tours here. It's a museum now. And you could come here. There's certain days it's open. It changes. I was actually here for a Halloween event a couple of years ago. So they'll do things for like Halloween, Christmas, Easter. They'll do events on this property. It's a lot. They have a nice amount of property. And they'll do different things for kids mostly. Well, they'll do like karate things and things for Easter. I don't know if they do an egg roll on here. They definitely do a Toys for Tots. They definitely do like a trick-or-treating. And then they'll do sporadic things throughout the year. But it's the original house. Now, this is a nice area. The houses that are around this house are probably worth, I would say, $1 million minimum. And this is kind of dead smack in the middle. It has a good amount of property that you can kind of walk around. It has some benches. There was a storm that just happened not too far, maybe about a couple of weeks ago. Looks like it knocked down that bridge. But this is something that you don't get to see often. And now this is in Rochelle, New York. And he only lived here, like I said, for like 4 years, from 1802 to 1806. And then after that, now it is just a museum. You can come here. There's a website called the Thomas Paine Cottage. I took pictures all around the house. It's when you come near this house, I've noticed there's always like police that sit. And what they do is, because it's the way that this house is situated, it's almost like in the middle of a road. You can make a U-turn if you're coming down like the main street. You can hook around and go the other way. But there'll always be a police officer or a cop that's just sitting on one of these streets. Not for any reason except almost like just to hide. They're just sitting next to the property and they're usually on their phone. But this is a pretty cool house. They have some of the old furniture that I guess Thomas Paine used. That's a shed. So they kind of left stuff intact. And this is the way that this house looked. Now, I know they did a little bit of updating. They kind of had to paint some things, repair some things. Because the house is from 1806, but it's just something that's cool, and you can walk right up to it. So it's not one of these old houses that is, fenced off and you can't touch it. You literally can go and walk up on that porch. You can look through that window and see like furniture. This is the way the house was. They have some, there's different plaques outside you can read. If you're ever in this area, come by. You can go inside the house. They still have like Christmas stuff up. It's not Christmas, it's February. It's almost March. So again, they do things sporadically. What they're probably going to do is for the springtime, which will be here in a couple of weeks, they'll do some events. They usually do things right around Easter. That's like a map of certain properties that were around here. There's like another church. It's not a church. There is another property that it didn't belong to Thomas Paine, but it was part of his property. They do things in there. I don't know if it's a common house. I've seen it. I've never actually went in there, but I've actually seen it. It's open. People do go in there. It's probably like another museum. I should go by there. I'm by there all the time. This house is, you could just pull up right alongside of it. Like you pull up to a house and park your car and get out and like walk onto the property, and that's what's cool about it. So it has a little drawbridge where there's water, there's a little brook. It's a very cool house. If you're ever in New York and you want to come someplace that's cool, come to the Thomas Paine Cottage, and I guess check and see when they're open. I don't even know what day this was. This might have been like what day was this? It was during the week. It wasn't open, but they do open on weekends, certain hours. Sometimes they open certain days. And like I said, you could do a tour of the house. You can walk through the house. They have different things in the house. Sometimes there's a guy there that will give you a personal tour. Instead of just opening the door and allowing you to walk through, there'll actually be someone there that might walk you through and explain to you everything that's going on. So that's really it. I figured I show it. It's not something that you get to see a lot. I do like this house. Every time I drive by it, I always like to look at it. It looks good in the winter when there's snow. It looks good in the summer. It's just a good-looking piece of property. I wish I could buy it. I would live there. But that's it. All right. With that being said, if you know anything more about this, please leave a comment below because I love to read your comments. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's staying safe. God bless you guys, and I will talk to you guys later.